Well, good morning everyone. George Packard, Family Lawn and Landscape. Today we're going to steal a couple mowers and we're going to mow some grass. So want to get out, always good to get back with the group and go out and mow some grass, mow some lawns, things like that, see how the guys are doing. So that's what we're going to do today. And of course, right off the bat I noticed a flat tire on the mower I put on last night. So I'm going to put that back here and see if I can find it and fix it. Mike, I'll pick up on this. I'm going to spin this tire a little bit. Here, there it is. All right, keep your eye on that now. Lift up on this and spin it up here. Get it right up here. All right. You can get a close up of this, the other mic. What we do is we use this soapy water. All it is Dawn dish soap. Put it in a bottle, and we use a lot of mean green too, but that's for cleaning. Whole different thing. But notice on here, mate. Easiest way to detect a leak. As soon as you spray this stuff on, you'll see where it starts to bubble. That's where your leak is, right there. So, that being said, grab one of these. Always keep these in the truck, just your little tire patch kits. Trick is to get this thing started in here. Once you get that done, the rest goes relatively quick. Wouldn't you have to say? Yes. So now this is your reamer, or better known to as my wife. Never mind. Okay. So this cleans out the hole really good, and then the plug goes in after that. So now we found our hole. Right there it is. Shove this in there. Leave it out good. Get that in there. Get it into about there. There. All right. Squirt that around there. Put a little more air in the tire. There you have it. Should be good for a while. All of our tires have tons of these on them, so you just hit stuff all the time. That's just the nature of the business, boys. So keep these kits on you. Even in the field, it's a good idea to have all the stuff with you so you can find the leaks. We have some stuff here. It's called Primatol. This we use in Wisconsin, and what it does, you spray it on the ground, on the weeds in your beds and whatnot, and throughout the entire summer, whatever this comes in contact with the ground, it makes that ground sterile, and nothing is going to grow there. Absolutely nothing. Great for parking lots, whatnot. We're going to be headed to a Walmart store. That's where we're going to use some of this stuff. So that is what we're doing right now, is filling this up so we can get going. 6 ounces per gallon. So anyway, these on the Graveleys, they come with the 2 tanks on them. These are 60-inch Graveleys that we use, and I love these Graveleys. They're good machines. Each tank is 6 gallons. We got 12 gallons total on them. But hang on, he's going to drive us ahead a little bit. That should be good. Down in Florida, we have, of course, the Graveleys also down there we like to run. But there, we use a 36-inch, 45-inch, and 52, I believe they are. Yeah, 52. Up here, we use the 60s because we have a lot bigger lawn properties up here. So, always take a lot of fuel. But in a typical day, you can run out 6 gallons of gas if you're running this thing hard all day. she'll go through 6 gallons. So typically, you know, on a 10, 11 hour day. So now we got to make sure, check the oil before we do anything. She's down a little bit. Okay. Here's one of our accounts that we have. It's the National Guard Armory. I want to talk to you a little bit about military accounts because we have a couple of these. They're really good if you guys get a chance to get involved with them. They do last a long time, these contracts. They renew, once you're in with them, they generally renew these contracts every year. And we've been mowing these guys for like 15 years. And we've never had to, you know, even when they rebid it and we weren't the cheapest, they still stuck with us. So they want companies they can trust and depend on, and they do their background checks and whatnot, but they're good companies to work with. This is the National Guard Armory here in our town. We have another one that is literally across the way that we're going to be at in a little bit, but just want to tell you guys and share with you that if you have a chance to get involved with military contracts, you should, because it's pretty much a locked-in deal. Once they start using you, they use you all the time. So we're going to get to work, get this mowed, and we'll head over to Amron, and I'll talk to you about that one over there. See ya. Here's another one of our military projects that we work on all the time, and they have you do extra things too. They'll have you do little landscape projects, like what we have over here, over this way, over there. You know, they'll have you put in decorative beds and things like that occasionally. Not a real lot, but things are pretty much set in stone. Once they get a contract with you, they'll work with you all the time. This has been a good outfit, but here again, you have to get security clearance. These guys make bullets for the government, so they make a lot of the big 50 caliber stuff, and it's pretty neat. Their whole setup employs a lot of people in our town. So I mean, I hate, you know, war is never good, but at the same time, like I said, this employs a lot of people in this building, so it's a good thing for the economy, I guess. Story about this place right across the street. Now show that place. All right, you see who it is. All right, come back over here. I'm going to tell you a story. All right, these people, I had them for years. Finally one day they call me in the office and they tell me, they said, George, we would like to see you on a John Deere mower. And I said, well, when John Deere makes a mower as good as Gravely, then yeah, maybe. But until then, I'm sticking with Gravely. And I said, well, I don't think you understand. I mean, we really, really want to see you on one of those. And I said, well, what are you getting at? And I kind of knew what he was getting at, but I was trying to make him say it. Well, he wouldn't come out and say it, but what he pretty much said was, you know, we'd like to see you on these. We can give you a good deal on them. You could trade in your Gravely's or whatever. And I said, no, absolutely not. Very happy with the Gravely's. I'm going to keep them. So what did he say then? He says, okay, all right, that's fine. And I left the office. And I thought to myself, now that was odd that they really stressed that. Sure enough, calls me up like a week later, tells me I don't have the contract anymore for the place. And I said to him, I said, wait a minute, you mean because I didn't buy a John Deere mower, I don't get the contract? And he's like, well, I didn't really say that, but we did give you the opportunity. So that's what kind of a crooked bastard that is. And also, then I turn around and the local lowballer, whom I showed you earlier today, he ends up over here. And of course I see him mowing, and he's got one of their John Deere rider tractors with the steering wheel, you know, slow as hell. And I watched him for, God, half an hour, and I couldn't take it anymore. I just had to leave. I mean, we would have been done with that lot in 20 minutes tops. And I watched him for half an hour, and he wasn't halfway done with that old steering wheel thing. So I just wanted to share that story of how
cutthroat and crooked and some of the crap you got to deal with. Now, we had them for years, but I lost them because somebody threw the wrench in the gear there and wanted me to drive a John Deere. Well, to hell with that. I'm not buying the name John Deere. So that's that story. Glad you guys listened. Okay, we better get to work.